A very good morning to all of you. Welcome you all in 2 week faculty development program on quality teaching learning and research QTLR organized by IQAC ISFCP in collaboration with APTI Punjab State Branch. And today's expert and the speaker is well-renowned pharmacognost Ms. Seema Barad, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacognosy, ISF College of Pharmacy. We welcome you, ma'am, in this 2 week faculty development program and over to you. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Seema Brad, Associate Professor in Department of Pharmacognosy at ISF College of Pharmacy, Mocha, welcome you all in this 2 week faculty development program on quality of teaching, learning, and research organized by IQAC ISFCP in collaboration with APTI Punjab State Branch. It gives me a great pleasure to be a part of this faculty development program. Today I will discussing the topic macroscopy and microscopy of fruit drugs, which forms the foundation of pharmacognostic evaluation and quality control of herbal drugs. I hope this session will be informative, interactive, and useful for both teaching and research perspectives. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity, and let us begin. So first, the table of content, the topics that I covered in today's topic. First, an introduction to pharmacognosy. Second one is crude drugs, definition and their sources. Third one is method of evaluation of crude drugs. Fourth is their comparison, that is difference between the macroscopy versus microscopy. Then macroscopy, that is also known as organoleptic evaluation. Then macroscopy of different plant parts. Then microscopy, histological evaluation. Then microscopy of different plant parts, role of macroscopy and microscopy in quality control, and then conclusion. So, pharmacognosy, as we know, form the foundation of herbal drug standardization. Before any chemical analysis or pharmacological evaluation, the first and most essential step is the identification of crude drugs, is its macroscopic and microscopic examination. Macroscopy allows us to identify a drug that is based on its external morphological characters such as size, shape, color, surface, texture, fracture, and odor. While microscopy helps in confirming the identity through internal cellular and tissue structure like epidermis, trichomes, vessels, fibers such as and calcium oxalate crystal. Together, macroscopy and microscopy play a crucial role in detecting the adulteration, substitution, and ensuring the authenticity, purity, and quality of crude drugs. In today's presentation, we will discuss the principles, techniques, and significance of macroscopy and microscopy of crude drugs, supported by diagrams and microscopic images for better understanding. So first is introduction. So what is pharmacognosy? Pharmacognosy deals with the study of crude drugs that is obtained from natural sources such as plants, animals, and minerals. And the proper identification and evaluation of crude drugs is essential to ensure the safety, efficacy, and the quality. And the two primary methods that is used for the evaluation are macroscopy and the microscopy. So before starting a presentation, what is crude drugs? So crude drugs are natural substances that is used as a medicine in whole form, powdered or processed form, that is obtained from leaves, roots, barks, seeds, and fruits. So what is the method of evaluation? Method of evaluation of crude drugs is evaluation of crude drug is the presence of determining their identity, purity, quality, and strength before use in medicine using pharmacognostic and analytic method. So it includes macroscopic, microscopy, physical, chemical, and biological examination to detect the adulteration and ensure the standardization. So first we discuss about the comparison between the macroscopy versus microscopy. So these are different parameters that is covered under the macroscopy and microscopy. So first parameter is their definition. So in macroscopy, it cross examination using naked eye or hand lens, or in microscopy, it uses detailed examination using the compound microscope. Second parameter is level of study. In macroscopy, we know about the external morphological character, that is color, order, size, shape. And in microscopy, we know about the internal cellular and anatomical structures. Third parameter is equipment use. So in macroscopy, we will perform the macroscopy by using the naked eye and the hand lens. And in microscopy, we use the compound microscope and also the prepared slides. Next parameter is feature observed. What type of feature we observe in macroscopy and microscopy? So in macroscopy, we observe that the shape, size, color, surface, texture, fracture, order, and taste of crude drugs. And in microscopy, xylem, phloem, parenchyma, stomata, crystal fibers. That is all the internal features of any crude drugs. Next parameter is diagnostic value. So in macroscopy, we know about the preliminary identification, and in microscopy, there is a confirmatory and definitive identification. Next parameter is species specific. So in macroscopy, it is less specific, but in microscopy, is highly species specific. Then adulteration detection. So with the help of microscopy, it's limited whole drugs. Only we know about the how amount of adulterated drugs we found. But in microscopy, it's excellent, and especially in powdered drugs. And the application, macroscopy is used for initial screening and the quality check. In microscopy, its application is used for authentication and pharmacopoeial standardization. Role of industries, macroscopy is used for raw material inspection, and in microscopy, quality control and laboratory compliance is used. So after the comparison between macroscopy and microscopy, now we discuss one by one first about the macroscopy. So first we know about the definition of macroscopy. So macroscopy is the study of crude drugs that is based on the external morphological structure that is observed with the naked eye and the hand lens. Macroscopy is also known as organoleptic evaluation. So why macroscopy is also known as organoleptic evaluation? Because it involves the assessment of crude drugs that is using the sense organs such as sight, smell, taste and touch to observe the characters like color, order, size, shape and the texture. That's why they are also known as organoleptic evaluation. Then what the parameters that we study in macroscopy? So first parameter that we study in macroscopy, that is shape and sizing. With the help of measuring the dimensions like length and width, example that Dick's shape of Nux vomica. After shape and size, we observe their color, that external and internal color, example the dark brown color of cascara bark. After color, we identify the odor, identify characteristic smell, that is example the aromatic scent of cinnamon. After order, there is a taste. So in taste, we detect the specific flavors of the crude drug, the example the pungent taste of the ginger and the bitter taste of acacia. After that, surface characteristic, that's looking for wrinkles, furrows and scars, example the annulations of the epicunia roots. Last one is fracture, the way in which drug breaks. Example, the fibrous fractures of licorice. So these are the parameters that we studied under the macroscopy. These are the external features of any crude drugs. So I take one example, that is macroscopic characters of drugs like ginger. So it's a biological source that dried rhizome of gingiber officinale, family is Gingibraceae, and the shape of ginger is irregular branch, lateral flattened, palmate lobe, and hand shaped. So you see the shape of ginger, it's irregularly branched. This is like a hand shape. Size is 5 to 15 centimeter long and 1 to 3 centimeter thick approximately. And the color of ginger is buff to light brown externally and pale yellow internally. So in pictures I show both the outer color also or inner color also. Then the surface of ginger is longitudinal striations with leaf-based scales and root scales. You see that on the surface of the ginger there is a longitudinal striations is also occur. After then fracture. So it's short and fibrous, and the ginger order of ginger is characteristic and aromatic, and the taste is pungent and spicy. So these are the example. So this is the example of the macroscopic characters. So as you know that what is macroscopy, so I take one example. After then, this is the importance of macroscopy. So first step is in identification of crude drugs. Second, it is simple, quick and cost effective. Third is it's help detect the adulteration. substitution, and the inferior quality. And last one is it is used for whole crude drugs. With the help of whole crude drugs, we know about that the crude drug is adulterated or anyone something substituted it or not. After then is then one by one discuss about the macroscopy of leaves, roots, bark, seed, and fruit. So first I discuss about the macroscopy of leaves. So leaves, what are leaves? Leaves are the crucial photosynthetic organs and sources of many medicinal compounds. The shape and size. First observe if the leaf is ovate, because leaf have a different shape and size. Every plant have a leaf that have a different shape. So you observe that the shape is ovate, lanceolate, cordate, linear, or another shape. Then measure its length and the width. Example, just like take an example that senna leaf is typically pinnately compound, while distalis leaf is ovate and lanceolate. Then apex and base. So the tip is acute, acuminate, obtuse, and the base is also cordate, rounded, and crenate. And the margin of leaves is not the edge of the leaf, that is entire, serrate, dentate, lobate. Venation, it's pinnate, palmate, and parallel. Then note the color of both the upper and lower surface. That's the note the color of upper leaf also, not the lower surface of the leaf. Then order and taste. So with the crush a small piece. If you want to order and taste the, if you order and want to taste the leaf, so first you take that crush a small pieces of leaf to detect the characteristic order, that is example aromatic in mint, and the taste example bitter in distance. So this is the picture of the leaf. So on the top this is a tip, this is a margin, then this is the center line is a midrib, and from the midrib arise the veins, and from the vein different types of venules. After then from the base this is a petiole, then stem, and this is the lower side of the leaf is the leaf base. So in different leaves there is a different type of margin, different types of base, different type of tips. So you have to know about this thing. So these are the this is the picture of the shape and arrangement of the leaves. So this is a different type of leaves, margin and venation. So the this is a picture of the shape and margin and venation of the leaf. So you have to know what type of leaf in present in dendron. Then next is macroscopy of roots. First we discuss about the macroscopy of leaf. Then second is macroscopy of roots. What is root serves as a storage organs for many secondary metabolites. Shape and size. Root can be conical, that is tapering from base to apex. Cylindrical also, that is uniform thickness. Fusiform means spindle shape, and then measure their dimensions. Example, that's revolvia root is typically cylindrical, while aconite root is conical. After observing their shape and size, we go about the external surface. Look for wrinkles, furrows, longitudinal striations, rootlet scares, or annulation, that is ring-like construction. Example, apical root is characterized by distinct accentuations. Then after observing these 2 points, then observe the color. So observe the external color, which can be vary from light brown to darkish blackish brown. After observing the color, next is odor and taste. Note any distinctive smell, that is characteristic in valerian, or taste, example sweet, taste in licorice. So I take one example of revolvia root to discuss about the macroscopy. So their biological source is a direct derived root of Revolvia serpentina and the family is Apocynaceae. And the shape of the revolvia root is cylindrical, tortuous, and slightly blunt, as you see in the photograph. Then size is 2 to 10 centimeter long, 0.5 to 2 centimeters thick. Color, it is light brown to grayish brown externally, that is pale yellow internally. Surface is wrinkled with longitudinal striation. As you see in the picture, there is a longitudinal striations and root scars. And the fracture is how to break the, it's easily break or not. So its fracture is short and smooth. And the order of revolvia root is odorless or faint. And the taste of revolvia root is bitter. So these are the plant roots. Different type of plant roots are present here. The types of roots is mainly it's a tap root, fibrous root, adventitious roots. So taproot, what is taproot? A main primary root with lateral branches. Example, if I take the example of any crude drug, that is licorice. Second one is fibrous roots, a cluster of thin roots arising from the stem base. Example, wheat. Then adventitious roots are the roots arising from stem or other plant. Example, any drug, that is ipecac. Okay, then after this, next is macroscopy of bark. Barks are the outermost covering of woody stems and roots, often containing active compounds. First, in the bark, there is a shape that can be found as quilled, that means it's a rolled slenders. Then it's double quills, channel, that means single curved piece, flat or irregular pieces. If I take the example of shape of any crude drug, that I take the example is cinnamon bark, that it is known for its compound quills. I show after this the picture of cinnamon bark, so you have to know that what's the quills in the cinnamon bark. While cinchona bark often occurred as quilled or channel pieces. Then the external surface of bark is examine the outer surface of lenticel, that is raised pores, fissures, cracks, niches, mosses or scar that is present on the outer surface of the bark. Then internal surface, it describes the inner surface which is usually smoother and lighter in color. After these features, we note about their color, both the surfaces inner and outer, and then observe the odor and taste. So detect specific aroma, example that is spicy in cinnamon, and taste is example bitter taste in cinchona. So I take the example of cinnamon. So in this picture you see that the cinnamon is double quill shape, and the below picture is the inner part of the cinnamon bark. So biological source of cinnamon is dried inner bark of Cinnamon xylicium, families Lauriaceae, and the shape of cinnamon is here, as you see, that is thin quilled pieces. They may be single or compound quills, and the size of cinnamon is length is 5 to 10 centimeter, thickness less than 1 mm. Then color. Color is yellowish brown externally and light brown internally. The surface, outer surface smooth with fine longitudinal striations, inner surface finely striated. As you see, the inner surface that is finely striated, but the outer surface smooth with fine longitudinal striations. After then fracture, it is short and splintery. Order, the order of cinnamon is pleasant, characteristic and aromatic. The taste is sweet, warm and aromatic. After then come about the macroscopy of seeds. So seeds, what is seeds? So seeds are reproductive units and often rich in oils, proteins and alkaloids. Shape and size. Seed vary widely in shape. It is globular shape, oval shape, reniform shape, angular and the size. Example of the shape of the any seed. I take the example of Nux vomica seed, that is disc shape, while linseed seed is ovate shape. Then surface characteristics of seed. Observe the testa, that is seed coat for smoothness, roughness, hair ridges or wings. Then hilum and micropore, that is locate the hilum, that is scar where the seed was attached, that is hilum, and the micropyle, that is a small pore. Raphe, if present, a ridge or seam on the seed coat often extended from the hilum. Then note the color of the seed coat. Then smell and taste can be diagnostic. Example, pungent in black mustard and mucilaginous in the linseed. So if we discuss about the what is hilum and micropole, so hilum is the scar on the seed coat that making the point of attachment of the seed to the funicle, that serve as an important diagnostic feature in seed identification. If you know, if anyone tell you about the what is the main diagnostic feature of hilum, so main diagnostic feature of seed identification, that is hilum. Then micropyle, a small pore that is near the hilum in the seed coat through which water enters during the germination. And the funiculum, that to which the hilum attached, that is the funiculus, is the stalk-like structure that connect the ovule and later the seed to the placenta of the ovary, supplying the nutrients during the development. And raphe. So raphe is a ridge or seam on the seed coat formed by the fusion of the funiculus with the ovule extending from the hilum towards the cylinder. And the role of raphe is that raphe facilitates the transport of nutrients from the funiculum to the developing seed and serve as a diagnostic macroscopic factors in the seed identification. So this is the example I take Nux vomica seeds. As you see the hilum, ridge on the testa, micropyle, hairy surface, and the margin is rounded or somewhat acute. So after this macroscopy, then the next is macroscopy of fruit. So fruit, identify whether the fruit is berry, drupe, capsule, schizocarp, uh, and the nut. So what this type of fruit? So berry fruit is a fleshy fruit with the soft pericarp and a seed that is embedded in the pulp. If you take an example of berry fruit, that is amla and tomato. Second type of fruit is drupe, a fleshy fruit with a hard, stony endocarp enclosing a single seed. And if you take the example of it, that is example is coconut and the mango. Third one is capsule, a dry fruit that splits open at maturity to release the seed. Example, the tura and poppy. Shijoka, a dry fruit that splits into a one-seeded segment, that is maricarp at the maturity. Example, fennel and coriander. Nut, a hard, dry, inocent fruit with a single seed and woody pericarp. Example is areca nut, hazelnut. So this is one by one I discuss about the types of the fruit, that is berry, drupe, capsule, schizocarp or nut. After this type, you have to know about the shape and size. So fruits may be spherical, oval, elongated, oblong or compressed. Example, if you take of the shape and size, that is amla is globular with vertical furrows, while fennel is elongated and ridged. Then surface characteristics of any fruit, that is examine the apicarp for smoothness, wrinkles, ridges, hairs, or striation is present on the surface or not. Then note the color, external or internal color of the fruit. Then observe the texture and fracture. Determine whether the fruit is hard, soft, brittle, or fibrous on breaking. Then observe the seed. Observe the number, size, and arrangement of seeds inside the fruit. Then observe the odor and taste. Note their order and taste, example aromatic in fennel and sour in almond. So I take the example of one fruit, that is fennel. So it's a biological source of fennel is the dry fruits of Phanicum vulgare, family Apiaceae, and this is a type of schizocarp fruit. Schizocarp is a dry fruit that split at maturity into one-seeded segments called maricarp without opening to release the seeds. So shape, what is the shape of the fennel is oblong to cylindrical. Size is about 4 to 10 mm long, and the color is greenish brown to yellowish brown. Then surface is have 5 prominent longitudinal ridges on each maricarp. Then order, it's strong, sweet, aromatic, and taste is sweet and aromatic. So after we discuss about the macroscopy of leaf, root, bark, fruit and seed, let's discuss about the microscopy. So first you know the definition of microscopy. So microscopy is the study of internal cellular and tissue structure of crude drugs using a microscope. It is essential for powder drugs, closely related species and the detection of adulteration. So which parameters we cover under the microscopy, which parameter we see under the microscopy, that is epidermal cells, stomata, trichomes, vascular tissue, starch grains, calcium oxalate crystals, fibers and the sclerites. So one by one we discuss about the microscopy of different plants of crude drugs. So what is the importance of microscopy? Why we done the microscopy? Why we perform the microscopy? So it's accurate identification of powder drugs, detection of adulterants, standardization of herbal drugs, and the quality control and the authentication. So first we discuss about the microscopy of leaves. So these are the parameters that we observe under the microscopy of leaves. First is epidermis. We observe the shape and size of epidermal cells on both upper and lower surfaces. What is epidermis? What is the role of epidermis? The epidermis of a leaf, that is protect internal tissues and regulate transpiration and gas exchange through the cuticle and stomata. Then after epidermis, next feature is stomata. Identify the type. Which type of stomata is present in which leaf? That is anomocytic, anisocytic, parasitic, diacitic, and count their number. Example, belladonna has anisocytic stomata and the sana has parasitic stomata. After then, trichomes, that is also known as hairs. Note the presence, that is glandular or non-glandular. What the role of trichomes? Trichomes protect the plant from herbivores and excessive light, reduce water loss by limiting transpiration, and in some cases secrete or store chemical substances. Example of trichomes that we take, that Digitalis has both glandular and non-glandular trichomes. Then next feature is vein islet and veinlet termination. These are small areas of mesophils that is enclosed by veins. Their number per square millimeter is a diagnostic constant. So these are the four pictures regarding the microscopy of leaves. One by one, I discuss about this thing. So first is the leaf diagram. So as you see, the upper epidermis is a single layer of parenchyma cells. There are no stomata is present in the upper epidermis of this leaf. Below the epidermis, cells that is appearing pink due to staining of the nuclei and chloroplast are arranged in column forming the palisade mesophyll. Beneath the palisade mesophyll is the spongy mesophyll, and the cells are approximately the same size as the palisade mesophyll, but there are large intercellular cell spaces between them. In the lower epidermis is another single layer of parenchyma cells, but several stomata are visible in the epidermal layer. A large vesicle bundle is also present in the center of the leaf, and the xylem that is stained pink is on the top and phloem is on the bottom. After the leaf diagram, I discuss about the different type of stomata as you see in the picture. First is onomocytic. So that stomata surrounded by epidermis that is indistinguishable from other epidermal cells. Anisthetic stomata, stomata that is surrounded by three subsidiary cells, one distinctly smaller than the other. Then next is diacetic stomata, stomata that is surrounded by two subsidiary cells whose common wall is at right angle to the guard cells. Next is parasitic, that stomata surrounded by two subsidiary cells parallel to the long axis of the guard cells. Then next is actinocytic, stomata that is surrounded by several subsidiary cells arranged radially like the spokes of a wheel. Then next is graminous, stomata with dumbbell-shaped guard cells and two subsidiary cell characteristics of anagrasses. Then tetracytic, that stomata surrounded by four subsidiary cells, two lateral and two polar. So after discussion of the leaf diagram and the various type of stomata, the below picture is of the trichomes, that is non-glandular trichome and glandular trichome. Non-glandular trichome is also known as covering trichomes, that is simple or branched hair without secretory function. Its type is simple, branched, stellate, T-shape, woolly, tensuate shape. They having a different features. And in glandular trichomes are specialized epidermal hairs that secrete or store substances such as volatile oil, resins, gums, or mucilage. And the type of glandular trichome is capitate and pallitate. Capitate is short stalk with a rounded secretory head, and pallitate is a broad shield like a multicellular head with a short stalk. And what is the role of trichomes? It provides protection against insects and herbivores, reduce water loss by decreasing transpiration, help in secretion, storage of chemical constant, and it serves as a diagnostic characters include drug identification. So microscopy of roots. So first you observe the cells of cortex often containing such starch grains or other inclusions. It is made up of parenchymatous cells, store food material, presence of interstitial spaces. Then vascular bundle, examine the arrangement of xylem, that is vessel and tracheids and phloem. Then endodermis, innermost layer of the cortex. Cells show Casparian strips, regulates the movement of water and minerals. Then pericycle, single layer just inside endodermis, give rise to lateral roots. Then pith, small or absent in dicot roots, well developed in monocot. So pith is absent in dicot roots and presence in monocot roots. Then calcium oxycrystal rapids like needle shape are common in many roots. So this is the diagram of a microscopy of root. So cortex, as you see the cortex. So what is the role of cortex? The cortex stores food and water and help in the lateral transport of nutrients from the epidermis to the vascular tissue. Then next you see the Vascular bundles, that is conduct water and minerals through xylem and transport food through phloem, providing a mechanical support to the plant. And xylem transport water and minerals from roots to aerial parts, while phloem supports transport food from leaves to all part of the plant. After then, the role of pericycle. What is the role of pericycle? The pericycle give rise to a lateral roots and contribute to secondary growth in dicot roots. And calcium augmented crystals, they help in regulation of excess calcium and provide protection against herbivores. So first picture is the we take from the Google, and the second is I perform the microscopy of licorice in our pharmacognosy lab. After the microscopy of root, then microscopy of bark. So these are the features that we observe in the microscopy of. Just wait. So microscopy of barks. So these are the features that cover the cork, phallodum, cortex, phloem fibers, sclerates, and the medullary rays, that is we observe in the microscopy of the barks. So these are the microscopy of cinnamon. As you see, the all the feature, that is pericyclic fibers, sclerates, uh, medullary rays, phloem fibers, mucilaceae, oil cells. After this is a microscopy of C. So these are the points that we covered, that we see on the microscopy of C, that is seed coat, that is composed of various layers of seed cell, often lignified or cutinized. Example, Nux vomica seed has characterized lignified trichomes. Then endosperm, the nutritive tissue often containing alluring grains, that is fixed oil or starch. Example, linseed endosperm contain fixed oils and alluring grains. Embryo, that is composed consisting of radicle, plumule, and cotyledons. Then alluring grains, sport, protein bodies, often spherical or oval. Then fixed oil present as oil globules within cell, especially in oily seeds. Then this is the picture of the microscopy of isabgol seed that we perform in the laboratory. Then last is microscopy of fruit. So these are the features that we observed under the microscopy of fruit. First is apicarp, that is single layer epidermis with thick wall cells. Mesocarp, parenchymatous tissue containing large oil canals. Vitae, that is usually one vitae in each follicle and two on the commissurfal surface, that is containing the volatile oil. Vascular bundle, that is present in each ridge, associated with xylem and phloem. Then endocarp, thin walled parenchyma forming the inner fruit wall. Then endosperm, it's abundant, made of polygonal cell rich in fixed oil and alluring. These are the pictures of both of that we perform in the laboratory, the microscopy of fennel. Then there is the role of macroscopy and microscopy in quality control. It's ensure correct identification of crude drugs, confirms purity and authenticity of raw materials, help in identification of adulteration and substitution, provides standardization parameters as per pharmacopoeias, forms the first step in quality ensuring of herbal drugs, supports safe, effective and reliable herbal formulation. And last, the conclude that macroscopy provides quick preliminary identification using organoleptic factors. Microscopy gives confirmatory identification through cellular and diagnostic features. Both methods helps in detecting adulteration and substitution. Together, they ensure identity, purity, quality of crude drugs, and form the foundation of pharmacognostic evaluation and the quality control. Thank you.
कॉलेज भी खुल गया है, ये कैसे ही यहाँ का जो एक और कैंपस खुल गया।
Thank you, Dr. Seema ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful lecture, and
Thank
we are very highly thankful for your constructive lectures. And I would like to suggest any online participants, you can comment in the chat box any query related to this lecture. Our expert will be reply accordingly. Thank you so much, ma'am.